Take a little trip, take a little trip, take a little trip with me.
Hello, it is Tuesday, June 4th, and this is Driving Forward Podcast Tuesday Trip. I've been at the ATA NAFC, and that's the National Accounting and Finance Council in Cleveland, speaking about technology in transportation and logistics this week. Today, I'm headed to FreightWaves in Atlanta. Excited to meet up with everybody there. Apologize for the production quality of this. I'm working off of some different cameras. I think it's working okay, but it looks like we're cycling in and out of darkness, and yeah, we're getting some funkiness off of the camera here. So today I wanted to talk about after my discussion today with everyone at NAFC, Chris Henry with KSM spoke about density, and that's freight network density. But on one of his slides, he called out practice the art of saying no. And specifically, he was calling out saying no to freight that you don't need. Now, I agree with that. So if you don't need freight, and I completely agree with all of their network strategies and practiced them when I was moving freight. That was and still practice them and advise customers along those lines and forward people on to KSM as well. They're a great company. That being said, if you need someone to help you with your freight network, KSM is the organization to do that. But the statement, practice the art of saying no. Now, read into that further. How do you say no? This is many times when you're wanting to say no, you don't want to use the two-letter statement NO. You want to say it through a couple of different possibilities. Maybe you want to say no through pricing. And that's not necessarily a firm no. That's I don't really want to do this unless it's financially worthwhile to me to do this for you. It's not something that is ideal for us. A firm no means something, and it's okay to say a firm no if that's straight up. There is a way of saying no through options by presenting alternative options, as well as saying this can be done as the request that you're asking can be done, or I don't want to do that, but how about we do this instead? So providing alternatives to the initial request. But practicing that art of saying no, I think, is so important in business and in life. It allows you to direct conversations or just simply provide services to customers without seeming like you're providing a blocker instead. So that art really resonated with me, or that statement of practice the art of saying no resonated with me on Chris's presentation. And so much so that I felt like I wanted to speak about it today on the Tuesday trip. Another thing I wanted to talk about today was a book by Jesse Cole that was recommended to me by Trey Griggs. It's called Fans First. Now, Jesse Cole is the owner of the Savannah Bananas. And if you're not familiar with the Savannah Bananas, you should be. I'm not extremely familiar with them prior to this book. I certainly knew of them, but I now know far more about them. And just by reading the book, I'm a much larger fan. I mean, certainly you've seen the guy, if you watch social media, certainly you've seen the guy dancing around on the field with the big yellow tuxedo on, talking to the fans. You've seen the yellow uniforms, and you've seen the baseball shenanigans that they present. But Jesse talks in his book about creating a fans first organization. And many people over the last year or so have asked me about GLCS and how we had created GLCS as a fans first organization. And I really wasn't quite sure what they were talking about. Trey and I had talked about this as well, and I wasn't necessarily sure what he was talking about, which caused me to read the book further. And I think, taking the similarities of that, we created a partnered organization, which, call it whatever you want. They have very, very close similarities. We love to take customers and make partners. We love to take vendors and create partners. We love to create people and organizations that are long-lasting friendships, and that's hard to say in business. But when we have a problem that we're trying to solve, we can reach out to another organization and work with them to resolve that problem. Or if they're having a problem that they're looking to resolve, they can reach out to us as well. And it doesn't necessarily matter what that problem is. Maybe it's in our wheelhouse. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something in our network that they know that we may know someone that can help. But because we are partners and we care about our partners' organization, we're going to work with them. And we're going to try to resolve their problems with them, not for them, but with them. And rolling back to the Fans First book, there's a lot more detail behind this, and Jesse's spelled out a methodology behind Fans First. And I recommend you read the book. If you're in leadership, if you're an owner of a business, if you are a fans type organization, certainly taking a entertainment business like the Savannah Bananas and applying those principles into business can be somewhat difficult, but there are a million little tidbits in this book that can be applied to your day-to-day life. So I suggest you check out, once again, Fans First by Jesse Cole. I'm 4 books in this year. I need to read 12, and I'm way behind. So I'm 2 books behind. I guess that's not way behind, but I need to pick up the pace. So I said I'd read 12 books this year, which is a lot less than I used to read, but I'm doing my best. So with that, I think this week we have once again, myself and Robert Bain are at Freight Waves tomorrow and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday. It's actually Tuesday right now. I'm recording this late in the evening or early Tuesday morning. Then Mike Turner and Zach Barnhouse are at Home Delivery World in Philadelphia. And then following that up on June 20th, we have a freight movement event in Minneapolis, actually Bloomington, Minnesota, sponsored by TA Dedicated. And we're excited about this one. I'm going to put up a couple videos here in the near future talking about freight movement, talking about what it stands for, where it comes from. I've talked about it a little bit here and there, but I think we're gonna come forward a little further beyond just this statement. So we've been bringing it forward to a variety of organizations. There's been great feedback from every organization that we've talked to about freight movement and the events and the idea behind the events. So we're super excited about it, and we're looking forward to seeing anyone and everyone there once again on the 20th. Go to Freight Movement on LinkedIn, look at events, and sign up for that event in LinkedIn. So there's actually an Eventbrite in LinkedIn that you can jump off to. There's a hundred possible tickets, and I think we have a little over half of them filled up, and 16 days left to go. So we'll see how many people we get there. We're hoping we have all 100 piled on. So, and with that, I think that wraps up this Tuesday trip. So stay curious, stay informed, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Until next time, drive forward with purpose and innovation. Thanks for watching.